All right, Lions fans, we are live. We are here to give our predictions on the eve of our Lions on the road in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Let's talk about it. All right, son, here we are, week 10. Our Lions are going into Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. Let's start as we do most weeks. Let's start with this injury report. Let's look and see who is hurt, who may be in, who may be out for the game tomorrow. So on the screen, you see our Lions. Uh, Vitae is the only one that it says is out. Levi Onzariki, it says he's doubtful. He didn't participate in Thursday, Friday practice. Newly required receiver Donovan Peoples Jones was limited. He's questionable, which means he should play. Dan Skipper, that means he should play. And I'm going to assume the other guys will play on here, son. Dorsey, Jackson, David Montgomery, Frank Ragnow. And at the bottom, you can see the Chargers. You know that Justin Herbert is playing, and I'm going to also assume, it says an illness, Joey Bosa may play. So, what's your thoughts on our injury report for this week?
Oh no, it's looking pretty good. I'm happy because I'm pretty sure the all the linemen are playing too. So yeah, it'll be nice to see our offensive line back at full strength. So that'll be nice.
Okay, yeah, I would agree. I would agree. From the looks of it, I would agree. I think that everybody on here is going to play. I would say, unless it says out, that everybody is going to play. It's going to be interesting seeing David Montgomery back, but we could talk about that when we talk about our offense. So, speaking of that, let's just start with the offense. Let's start with our offense. It looks like everybody is going to be ready to go. It looks like we are back at, somewhat full strength. What's your thoughts on what does our offense need to do to prevail tomorrow?
Um, Unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be nice to see them to continue the trend of giving Jameer Gibbs more carries. But I do think they'll probably go back a little bit more to David Montgomery, depending on how healthy he is from that injury. But I think the main thing is we're going to need to see a pretty decent game from Jared Goff, a good, clean game. I don't think we really have, because I think it'll be a pretty close game. And he has been a little bit more turnover prone. So, I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to see no interceptions, but yeah, I think he's gonna have to. We're gonna have to at least get 2 touchdowns from Jared Goff himself. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I have a feeling our offense is going to do pretty well tomorrow. I do know that Coach Dan Campbell did say earlier in the week that because David Montgomery is coming back, he said that, well, you probably won't see Gibbs get 65 plays like he did the last game. But like my man Greg Cosell said, he said, you know what, Gibbs is starting to really gain his confidence. He's starting to come into his own. And he said, I understand what coach is saying, but he said, I highly doubt you're going to see Gibbs only get 10 touches in this game. He's only going to be in 10 plays. I'm going to be honest, and I have to agree with that. I think that we're going to see more of Gibbs. I do think that Montgomery will be the workhorse, but I think we're going to see more than 10 plays from Gibbs. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in there, 20 to 30 plays. And I also think that our receivers, I have a feeling that maybe Jamison Williams can give us something that we've been looking for in this game. I think the Lions offense may be explosive tomorrow if we can contain those two D ends, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa with the Chargers.
yeah,
So, but that's kind of my thoughts on the offense and where it will pan out to. I have to agree with you on Jared Goff. He has to be the game manager that he's been, and he has to, play clean ball and don't give the Chargers any second chance. At least that's what I think. All right, let's move on to our defense. Did we know that the Chargers they don't necessarily have a lot of guys other than Keenan Allen to throw the ball to, but we know that this is the NFL and freak things can happen. What does our defense need to do to contain this Chargers offense?
um, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, yeah. I was just reading an article from Pride of Detroit, and they were talking
Mhm.
about how Keenan Allen, he accounts for literally 49.7% of their receiving yards. But to be honest, like the article was saying, I don't know if we'll be able to hold. I mean, I guess it really all depends on how well we can hold Keenan Allen, I guess. And I don't think Justin. I finally think because they've been saying Justin Herbert's been up and down, but to be honest, I don't think he'll be as up and down as Baker Mayfield, and I forgot who the other quarterback that was overthrowing stuff. So we really are gonna have to be on their P's and Q's back there and not allowing people to keep being open on like easy touchdown plays. Um, so yeah, but honestly, yeah, I don't know who the other receiver is, and I know obviously Austin Eckler's back too, so
Mhm.
that's something to worry about as well.
Mike Williams, who I think is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. The rookie Quentin Johnson, who they haven't used a whole lot. I do agree with you on that. The quarterback you're thinking about is Jimmy Garoppolo, who was overthrowing Devontae Adams, who bailed us out quite a bit. I'm going to say that those two quarterbacks you named, that Justin Herbert is better than those guys. So we can't expect him to be overthrowing guys. Not to mention Justin Herbert can move. He's actually good with his legs. So our linebackers and our linemen are going to have to do a very good job, excuse me, of containing him and not allowing him to get loose. So when the pocket breaks down, he's good for running in between the tackle. So I think that if we can limit that, we'll be fine. Even with Keenan Allen being their main target, I still think that our DBs are going to have to be on point. I think that Cam Sutton is going to have to be all over Keenan Allen, and we're going to need look like Jerry Jacobs will be back. We're going to need Jacobs. Hopefully, Brian Branch is feeling good from his injury. I think we're going to need those guys to contain the receivers down the field because I'm not that concerned with their running game, to be honest with you, son.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'd have to agree. Because I know, I guess it says one of their best linemen got hurt, so but I
Yeah.
don't know if he's back or not.
Exactly, exactly. I would agree. So I really think that the key is going to be our defensive ends actually owning the edge and containing the edge and not allowing Justin Herbert to get comfortable. Because I did watch some of that game against I think it was the Bears. They played no, because the Bears beat
Well,
somebody the other
the
day
last game
last week.
it was the Jets, and they smoked the Jets.
That's who it was. Thank you. Not the Bears, the Jets. And I was watching Justin Herbert and the way he makes plays with his legs, which that always concerns me whenever we go against quarterbacks who can use their legs.
Yeah, no,
So
I'd have to agree.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I'd have to agree.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what we're gonna need to do to win. I'm very confident that we have everybody back and everybody seems to be somewhat healthy. So we talked about the offense, we talked about the defense, we talked about what we need to what we need to contain. So let's go ahead and give a prediction for the game. You can go ahead. What's your prediction on the game tomorrow?
Uh, I think if the Lions end up, I think the main deciding factor will be is if the offense can't get it going, because I do think the Chargers would be able to put up at least 21 points. So I think if we, which I don't think we will, but if we end up letting them in the game more, I think um, it could end up being like 24-21 to the Chargers. But I think if Jameer Gibbs is rolling and our offense is rolling, like for the most part, how it has been um, for most of the season, I think we could probably, I think it could be like a 27-21 type of game, something like that. Or
Okay.
I guess it'd be 28-21.
2021. My score is going to be pretty similar to yours. I'm going with the Lions, with our Lions to win. This was a game that I was iffy about. I'm still a little bit iffy, but I'm really confident that we can win this game. I think that it's going to be somewhat comfortable. I'm going 27-17. I think that our defense can show up, and I think that if we can contain Herbert, I think we have him because as much as I respect Austin Eckler, I don't see him running for 120, 130 yards. I think that we can contain him, so that shuts down the run. And if we can eliminate their best receiver and get some pressure on the quarterback, not give him time to throw, I think we can limit their opportunities. And if, like you just said, if Gibbs is rolling and Montgomery is rolling, that means that we can manage the clock. That means that we can make this a faster game. By faster, I mean the game will be over with faster. We can get the clock to keep ticking, and we can excuse me, and we can, run the clock down and win the game that way. I want to touch on something before we get out of here. I forgot to mention this when we did our mid-season show. I thought that we should give a quick thought on and a grade on the three main coaches. Let's start with defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. What would be for the first half of the season? What would be your grade for Aaron Glenn?
I guess I'd have to give him a C plus. I kind of disagreed with how some people are really hard on him at the beginning of the season because
Right.
of like how the corners were lining up and stuff. But like I said, honestly, I think that's just because the corners aren't that good. So he's trying to figure out ways to get them to be better in coverage. And then our defensive line is still pretty inconsistent with the pass rush. We don't really know how good the pass rush is because we still haven't performed like well against a good team really in the pass rush. So, but the defense has definitely been better than it has been in years before. So yeah, I definitely have to give him a C plus.
Okay. Yes, man, C plus is good, is actually a good grade from him. I might give him a little more credit and give him a B minus just because of what you said, is that the man has to work with what what he has. And I do think that he's trying to find ways to, get less pressure on the corners so they can cover and they're not standing back there 5.5 seconds, because that's asking a lot of corners to, for them
Yeah.
to have to cover for 5 6 seconds. And I thought that he found something with the Raiders, but the Lions are not a blitzing team, so I don't really see us doing a whole lot of blitzing. So let's see what he. So I'll give him a B minus. Let's move on to offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'd have to give him. I guess I'd have to give him an A minus, or I guess a B plus. I guess the only reason I give him a B plus, I guess, because but I already knew that's how they were going to do with Gibbs, anyways. But just
Hmm.
because they haven't used Gibbs as much as some of us would like to see, and then well, I mean, JMO has had more opportunities now, but at first it seemed like he wasn't getting enough opportunities and stuff. Um, and yeah, he's obviously, like he's possibly going to be able to be a head coach somewhere. So yeah, no, I'd have to give him at least a B plus or A minus almost, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give him a B only because I I think that he still is doing his thing, but 2022, I mean, he opened the playbook up. I still feel that he has some tricks up his sleeve that he hasn't shown us yet, and I agree. We need to see more of Jameer Gibbs. He is the one who said that Jameer Gibbs was going to be a weapon. He said that. He
Yeah.
was the one who said that we're going to use this kid unlike any player has ever been used. So I was thinking, oh, this guy's going to be Christian McCaffrey, the way that they're going to use him. So I will give him a B, and then let's end with head coach Dan Campbell.
Uh, yeah, I'd have to give him a minus because I feel like he's improved a lot from last year. You could tell last year that he was like really learning as a coach and stuff because I remember he did something where he called a timeout at a bad spot last year. But
Yeah,
the Lions haven't really had too many like what the heck were they thinking moments this year.
right.
At least not that I can think of so far. So yeah, no, I'd have given him an A minus because he is like by far the leader for Coach of the Year. I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with. Yeah, so yes, I like that grade. I think that coach has learned from 2021 to today. He actually is becoming a better coach. He definitely cares about his guys, and he coaches like he does. So I'm gonna go with a B plus. I think that we've had a great first half of the season. We've beat the teams we should beat. The Seahawks and the Ravens game. Just that just kind of is what it is. So well, anyway, people, those are our predictions for the game tomorrow. What was your score again, son?
Uh, 28-21.
Okay.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 28-21.
28-21, and I am going to go with 27-17. I think our Lions will win comfortably, and we will talk to you all tomorrow after the game. 4 o'clock start, 4:05, if I'm not mistaken. Did we miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, in that case, we out of here then. Peace.
Peace.